I'm going to tell you a secret that a lot of people are not realizing. XRP and SWFT Coin are connected in a major way. And I mean billions of dollars are running through it. And one common theme. This episode of Connected, I'm going to share it all with you. Let's get started and get right into it. Andreessen Horowitz, these are the biggest and the baddest. When I talk about venture capitalists, these individuals put a lot of money into the crypto market. But this is not the first time you've seen them. The first time they came to your attention was on my SWFT Coin series. And I started a series specifically called The Money Trail. But if you remember, though, before we get into that, let's talk about where we left off in Connected episode 2. We had A16Z, which is Andreessen Horowitz's company, that was met during this SALT conference with Miles Jennings, their head of policy and general counsel, with XRP's general counsel Stewart, and we had that connection. And I showed you that Digital Currency Group, who is over Grayscale, they are connected directly with XRP because Barry Silbert, who at 17 years old created this company, invested in pre-XRP investments before 2015. And he is the biggest and baddest in the field of cryptocurrency. I mean, the biggest. And he has connections to Coinbase. He has connections to Grayscale. But do you remember how much money is going through and what's about to happen? BlackRock with $11.6 trillion in assets. Grayscale with $43 billion in assets to have XRP in their network with the ETFs. But let me share a connection. March 12th, 2019, Andreessen Horowitz has this article. Fort and Ripple's Xspring form 100 million fund to accelerate mainstream use of blockchain in games. A16Z backed Fort to equip game developers with blockchain platform tools and funding. Now check out the bottom. Ripple's developer ecosystem innovative have formed a 100 million fund to support game developers. The fund will be designed in collaboration with Ripple to accelerate it. Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, 2019, they put $100 million. That's not some small bit of change. And they collaborated directly with Ripple in this game ecosystem called Fort. Now, why does that matter to you? Let's see what else happened. In May 11th of 2023, in the same game, check out the headlines. Big money apes into blockchain gaming with $725 million in fundraising with Fort. Wait a minute. 2019, it was Andreessen Horowitz who put $100 million into this game with Fort, which Ripple also was invested in this gaming development. And then we see another investor. And who are those investors? Andreessen Horowitz, Polygon Studios, Animoca Brands. $725 million that Ripple themselves invested in. Now think about it, folks. 2019, now 2023, and we have different players with a direct connection to Ripple Xspring. So we see XRP right here is connected to Andreessen Horowitz. We see from this right here is connected to Polygon Studios. We see it's connected to Animoca Brands. But what does that mean? See, you can't forget the connections of BlackRock, Digital Currency Group, and Grayscale. We got right there the biggest and baddest. We got Barry, who invested in the actual development at XRP, who's over Digital Currency Group, who is the company that owns Grayscale. Grayscale also have a XRP application in for the upcoming ETF. And we got BlackRock who's applying as well with the XRP ETF. and we see them connected, and Barry is right there at the middle. And we see the connection. Look at the portfolio: Grayscale, CoinDesk at one point, Chain Analysis, Kraken. We have Coinbase. You got to understand, when you're talking about Barry Silbert, we're talking about a multi-billionaire who has placed himself in the ecosystem of wanting to ensure that he has collaboration with projects and gets synergies. Now, this is the thing about it, folks. Are you starting to see the connection? We see gaming, and we see Animoca brands. We see $750 million. Can you imagine that? This connection? But we also saw Polygon. We got Sandeep Nawal, the co-founder of Polygon. Do you remember Polygon? Polygon is not just any project. It's formerly known as Matic. And we see that there is a connection because we see A16Z and Andreessen Horowitz, who also collaborate with Polygon Studios and Animoca brands right there. Now, if we look at this $750 million investment with Polygon and Animoca brands, what are they up to? Well, let me tell you, it's connected. The connection is so deep, but right in front of your face. Let's unravel this connection for your XRP holders, for you SWFT holders, for you Polygon holders. Let me show you the bigger picture. When we look at this, on February 7th, 2022, Polygon raises $450 million from Sequel Capital India. Now, what is that, folks? We're talking about the beginning of Polygon Matic. We're talking about $450 million is raised. Who helped to create Polygon and who raised it? Well, look at that. According to the research you can see in the investigation I've uncovered for you, Polygon raised about $450 million. Its native token, formerly known as Matic, for Sequoia Capital in India. And look who we see again. The investors such as Alan Howard, co-founder of Brevin Howard, and Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful from the Shark Tank. Oh, but that's not it, folks. That's not what I wanted to show you. I want you to understand the connection. You see, it was A16Z and Andreessen Horowitz who, with Animoca brands, Union Square Ventures, Dragon Capital, and Digital Currency Group, and others, who raised over 2.5 additional million, and each of them provided millions toward this $450 million. Are you noticing the same names? But who are these other players in the game? Well, you're about to find out on the Connected series right here. Union Square Ventures. Look at these companies. You see, in order to understand how these connections work, you can't just look at the surface. You got to follow the money. And I have done that in this crypto investigation on the Connected. Let me reveal the biggest kept secret that's right in front of your face, folks. Check it out. If you look in that same thing in 2022, you see funds will allow Polygon to continue investing in a cutting edge, zero knowledge technology that will be key to onboarding the next billion users in Web3. This is the most key point you need to hear from me. Zero knowledge technology. What they invested $450 million into in 2022 was creating Polygon to create this area so they could be the number one in this aspect. Gaming, finances, XRP, all in this, hundreds of millions of dollars. And the key is this one thing right here. Don't forget it. Zero knowledge technology. Now, this was everything that we're talking about, over $850 million. XRP, Animoca brands, gaming, Zero knowledge technology. But what is that? Is it a coincidence? So if all of 2022, they're doing zero knowledge technology, it must just be a coincidence. Or is this a connection that you need to follow? Well, check this out. April 29th of 2025, Polygon here again with Andreessen Horowitz come together again and raises 25 million more with A16Z. And what did they invest in? Well, let's find out. According to the article right here that you can see on April 29th, 2025, 25 million seed round led by A16Z, Symbolic Capital, which is with Polygon. And there we go again, Egan Lair and Brevin Howard. But what are they doing? As we look right here, it tells you in 2025, here we go again with leadership and formerly worked for blockchain such as Meta, Facebook leaders. Miden, which was created by Polygon, will continue its evolution to become ZK powered edge and privacy preserving applications. However, with the advent of ZK technology, we can reimagine blockchain architecture and execute the edge. We call this the paradigm edge of blockchain. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. I need you to come with me on this journey. You mean to tell me that in 2022, over $850 million was invested into one singular thing with XRP, Digital Currency Group, with A16, with Andreessen Horowitz? We're talking about one thing: zero knowledge proofs in 2022. And here we go again. In 2025, they came back to get even more money. And what are they invested in? It shows you again, zero knowledge proofs. So we're talking about in a matter of 3 years, they've already invested $1 billion. And you don't think that's connected to zero knowledge proof technology? But what is that? Well, let me help you. If that was 2025 and they invested millions, and in 2022 they invested millions, and it's all zero knowledge proof, then why is that? Well, look at this. According to XRP, January 24th, 2025, this is what they said. Ripple's chief technology officer says the coming era of institutional adoption will be made possible with zero knowledge proofs, ZKPs, that address privacy, scalability, and interoperability. ZK will unlock full potential of DeFi and make it possible for institutions to participate in the transformation technology, meet regulation compliance. Oh, we are on the brink of something huge. For those who are just checking in, I need you to understand this one thing. This is not about the token of XRP. If you're investing in tokens, you are investing in the wrong thing. Invest in technology at the foundational level that everyone needs to resolve a problem. Finances, gaming, remittances, money transfer, NFTs, metaverse, AI, social security numbers, digital identity, KYC, all connected with privacy and a specific technology. Zero knowledge proofs. But let me go further. This right here is Andreessen Horowitz's general manager and partner. I want you to pay attention to what he says. Check it out.
And, I used to run a lending business, which, wasn't a direct competitor with these, but was a very challenging, company to lead, has been different, right? The types of fintech companies that I look for and most like investing in are those that lead with software or have the potential for a network effect, right? So often selling into large financial institutions as opposed to trying to compete with them directly. And it's been one of the things that I've been spending time the last 4 years here at Andreessen is just trying to bridge the gap between, what's happening on the frontier in the startup ecosystem and many of these large financial institutions.
You better ask Underdog Researcher question. Did he just say network effects? Why is that so important? What have I been telling you? Here we have the CEO of Animoca Brands, who you saw again and again. We believe in network effects across Web3. And why did that matter? Well, what was this? That's right. In May 11th, 2023, we see big money apes into blockchain gaming with 725 million raised. More than 900 million was raised in that year in this game 40 with XRP technology, Andreessen Horowitz A16Z, Polygon Studios, Animoca Brands. And what were they investing in other than gaming of that 900 million? Well, let's see. There was something that they invested in. These individuals right here unified and invested in one thing. And I'm going to let you know what that is. Every single company, every single project needs this thing. Zero knowledge proofs. And it's all connected. But this is not over with, folks. On the next upcoming Connected Series 3.1, we will finish this conversation. And SWFT Coin, if you've never heard of it before, will emerge in this conversation because the same billionaires and millionaires who are behind XRP, behind this finances, zero knowledge proofs, technologies are in SWFT Coin, and I'm going to reveal it for you. If you like this, subscribe to get the connections and let me show you what a crypto investigation looks like so you can put yourself in a position to win. Thanks for watching. This has been The Connected.
Solid beat it up.